let's focus on LIC's financial frauds, or LIC policy holders who are facing this kind of financial fraud. I have with me Nitin Bhatnagar, Director, PCISS India. Nitin, hi, good evening and welcome to the show. Not that these kind of financial frauds are very new, but then, you know, LIC specifically has issued a notice, a statement on X saying that, you know, fraudulent media applications are being circulated under the name of LIC of India. You know, policy holders have been urged to be slightly more vigilant and, you know, in terms of using the app or website, they need to be extra cautious. What exactly has happened and what kind of financial frauds are we talking about over here?
Thank you, Kavita, for having me on your show today. And I think the important aspect, I think the frauds, and we, as you know, I think the fraudsters are trying to use different modes of trying to fraud the people. And I think this time they have targeted the LIC policy holders. And I think what we are talking here is the fraudulent websites and the applications that are today designed to mimic the legitimate banking, insurance, or e-commerce platforms to steal money or personal information. That's what we are looking at here. I think the fraudsters are trying to steal your money by extracting your personal information through different modes of ways, you know, that they're doing. Now here the cyber criminals create fake portals to trick the users into entering the sensitive details such as your banking credentials, your credit cards or the debit card numbers, or even the OTPs, leading to the financial loss and your identity theft. And I think we have been talking this of late, you know, in many of your shows about, you know, how you should be protecting your personal information and avoid the financial losses. Now, I think what is critical here, Kavita, is the phishing and social engineering attacks are becoming so common now, and I think the cyber criminals are trying to use these as one of the mode to fish the consumers or the policy holders in this case of LIC, and they are trying to dupe them and making fall into the prey of the financial frauds, where they are revealing all their information, which is also leading to the financial losses to them. Now, if I have to little elaborate on this, you know, talking about phishing and social engineering, so we need to understand on some common indicators of phishing attempts. You have to be very, very sure of suspicious send addresses. You know, the communication that is coming to you, is it coming from a genuine source or not? That's, I think, is very important. Getting the generic greetings and signatures, you know, spoofed hyperlinks and websites. Probably if you have been targeted through your WhatsApp or through emails or through different modes of social media, I think you have to be very, very careful whether the LIC is going to send you those kind of hyperlinks or websites to make the payments. You have to also make sure the spellings, that is coming in those messages, that those are correct spellings. They have been spelled out correctly. The layout of the message is very, very critical here, because LIC has a very typical format where they send the details back to the consumers in some way. But you have to check those layouts. And last but not least, you have to be very, very careful of the suspicious attachments. Now, these are the ways, different ways, indicators of getting phished by the cyber criminals.
Right. Nitin, but we are also talking about LIC, you know, one of the strongest institutions that we have. How do you think, what kind of an infra do they have, you know, to protect their policy holders from a cyber attack maybe, or such kind of fraudulent activities? Because you deal with a lot of corporates and a lot of BFSI as your client as well, not only in India but worldwide. In terms of infra, cybersecurity infra, what's there on the table?
No, I think that's very critical. I think if you look at the regulatory body around the insurance sector, and whether it's a financial sector, which is in this case SEBI and IRDA and RBI, they all are working very, very aggressively in terms of giving back to the corporates the best practices to be followed to ensure that the customer payment data is protected. One is payment data. One, on the other side, the consumer personal information is also well protected, and there are guidance, there are best practices that are coming from time to time, and there are measures that are being taken in order to ensure that the implementation of these guidance or the best practices are being put in place, because the supervision departments in various regulatory bodies are really very strict in on these, and I think they are, and we keep hearing about a lot of different fines that comes by from these regulators on different entities.
All right, so in a nutshell, one has to really be cautious, identify the red flags, and anything suspicious, really don't go ahead with your financial transaction or even the conversation that you're having maybe on your chat or on your phone. And if at all you are a victim, the addresses and relevant places to file your complaint, lodge your complaint. Thank you so much, Nitin, for giving us your time and helping our viewers understand the nitty-gritties behind such kind of cyber fraud. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kavita. Thank you.